Greetings, everybody. Want to welcome you all here to the Prog Monster. So my name is Murph. I'm the host of this show. So we're doing an episode of Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. This one I've had for a while now. I've listened to it a fair bit. Most of the stuff I was fairly familiar with before I actually got it. It's kind of a quirky album. They have lots of these kind of commercial sounds and stuff that come out either at the end or at the beginning of all the tracks. Also, I think when they did this originally, they took a lot of heat and had a lot of lawsuits against them from the company's products that they were talking about. You know, Odorona. So yeah, kind of a quirky thing. The back one is the same. You'll see it's got a lot of that same stuff going on here. So this album was released December 17th, 1967. Recorded at the IBC Pye, Delane, and Lee Studios at the CBS in London. All these are in London. Then you've got the Talent Masters and Mira Sound in New York City. You've got Bradley's Barn in Nashville and Gold Star in Los Angeles. So it was moved around quite a bit. My guess is that a lot of it was different parts recorded in different spots and that they just kind of melded it all together. So this album, yeah, so right at the beginning of that, well, fairly close to the beginning of that album. Sorry. That album part in history where the album started to be made as opposed to just singles. So this is 39 minutes in length. It's on track in the UK and Decca in the US and produced by Kit Lambert and Chris Stamp. Also appearing on the album, of course, Roger Daltrey, lead vocals, Pete Townsend, guitars, lead guitars, electric guitars, vocals as well as lead vocals too. You got John Entwistle on bass, horns, backing vocals, and lead vocals as well. And Keith Moon on drums and lead vocals as well. So everybody's singing, everybody's playing. Pretty strong album, I think, for an early album. So this one I think of as, I forgot, the additional musicians on the album include Al Cooper on organ and Speedy Keen on co-lead vocals, probably on the first track, I believe. I think it's on the first track. Anyways, pretty strong album for the time period. I kind of think of it as I guess it's a bit of a concept album. Sure. Not overly, I don't think of it as a masterpiece concept, I guess might be, but it's got a different flavor to it, and all the songs are kind of related around commercial stuff and products and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, very, very dated sounding album, but it has that Who sound, which I like. So the first track out of the first track out is Armenia City in the Sky. It's kind of a weird, distorted sound and vocals to open it. Vocal harmonies are somewhat distorted, I guess you could call it that. Heavy psychedelic vocals at times on this particular track. Lots of synthesizer noises and distortion parts. Lots of distortion guitar as well. So this is very kind of 67 type sound to it. Lots of distorted stuff going on. So next song out is Heinz Baked Beans. Nice trumpet opening. Kind of an old British flavor to it, I guess, if you want to call it that. A couple of vocal parts. One, and the message is odd. Lots of funny commercial sounds going on here. I really like this particular track. Kind of was a little beyond silly. So next one is Mary Ann with the Shaky Hands. This is one of the Who's great deep cut songs, for me anyways. Produced, got that 60s pop sound for sure. It's kind of quirky vocals. The lyrics, of course, are really quirky. Some heavy acoustic guitar parts. Definitely acoustic, and then some like pretty how do you want to call it? Pretty heavy sounds to it at points in time as well. Next track out is Odorono. This one is acoustic, catchy rhythm section. The vocals are Townsend and classic Who sound for sure. Heavy drum and guitar parts. It's a bit of a poppy track. The vocal part is there's a secondary vocal part which is female on it. Next out is Tattoo You. Sorry, wrong band. Tattoo is the name of the song. Small vocal part here, not a lot. You got some catchy acoustic riffing, some catchy vocal parts. It's a poppy tune, but I kind of like this song. It's been one I've been listening to for decades, really. Next up is Only Our Love Was. Another catchy pop track, very 60-ish sounding. Vocals and are harmony driven for the most part, I think. Some nice heavy guitar parts at times, not the kind of metal sound that you get later in the next decade, but kind of that heavy strumming part like you might find in a hard rock song. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that Chuck Berry sound. Next up is I Can See for Miles. This is another one of their big hits. Actually, one of their first hits. One of their first big hits. Heavy, biting 60s sound for sure. Vocals are strong. Nice distorted guitar and a big effect. Heavy guitar riffing and picking throughout this whole song. And Daltrey's doing the vocals on this particular track too. I think it's really good. I Can't Reach You. This is a more slow melodic acoustic guitar part. Got a bit of a country flair to it. A country pop sound, I guess, maybe more descriptive of it. Then you've got this kind of guitar that kind of gets heavier as it goes along. The vocals are clear. And they kind of support that build up of the guitar parts as well. So yeah, pretty good song, I think. Next is Medic, slow melodic track dominated by vocals and drums. It's a minute piece, less than a minute length. Next you got Relax. This is a quiet, slow-paced poppy track with lots of organ and lots of harmony vocals on it as well. The lead vocals are a little bit higher in the range, though, for sure. And then you've got some nice guitar parts towards the second half of the song, which are decent. And the solo is a bit on the distorted feel, like almost that Hendrix type feel to it. Next up is Silas Stingy. Vocals are very British sounding, just very British sounding. They dominate. The drums, lots of drums here as well. A little bit of organ. Sorry, I'm just so tired tonight. A little bit of organ here today on this particular track as well. Then we get the final two tracks here. Sunrise. This is dominated by acoustic guitar, vocals. And they're kind of pretty strong as well. And you got a nice quiet sound to the song overall, though. Yeah, almost you might want to call it maybe pastoral in nature a little bit, or acoustic, or maybe a little folky. I don't know. Real parts 1 and 2. This is a catchy, heavy, distorted track. The guitars dominate with the vocals being almost right there with it. So it's really strong tracks. I think this is one of their earlier albums, so it definitely is it's definitely got that 60-ish sound and that feeling that bands out of the 60s were having at this particular time. It's a little bit of psychedelia on here, but not overtly, and I like this picture. Is pretty good. Yeah. So anyways, the Who sells out. They're I think this is at this point in time, would be their third studio album. Yeah, their third studio album, I believe it is. So please hit the like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments about the album or about The Who, you can. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday, and I apologize for being really tired tonight. I'll try to do better next week. Take care. Have yourself a good evening, and goodbye.